January 30th, 1948. A man steps out of a crowd, bows his head in a respectful namaste, and then pulls out a concealed pistol. 3 shots are fired at point-blank range. Within minutes, the man with the gun, Nathuram Godse, has ended the life of the world's most famous advocate for peace. Earlier in his life, this same man was one of Gandhi's most devoted disciples. His path toward the trigger began in Pune, born into a family haunted by the deaths of 3 previous male children. To ward off a family curse, Godse's parents raised him as a girl. They gave him a nose ring, called a nath, and dressed him in female clothing throughout his early years. Godse eventually failed his schooling and abandoned formal education. He spent his days in libraries, replacing the identity of his childhood with an intense study of Maratha history and Hindu scriptures as he searched for a sense of purpose. During the 1930s, Godse believed he found that purpose in Gandhi's nonviolent movement. He joined thousands of others on the streets, convinced that peaceful resistance was the strongest weapon to break British rule. That belief changed in 1932 when he met the radical thinker Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Savarkar argued that nonviolence was actually a form of weakness that jeopardized the future of a Hindu nation. This ideology of Hindutva provided Godse with a rigid sense of national duty. He came to believe that Gandhi's commitment to peace was a dangerous betrayal of the country's interests. Godse shifted into full-time radicalism, launching the newspaper Agrani to promote the vision of Akhand Bharat, an undivided Hindu nation. The chaos of the 1946 Direct Action Day riots and the massacres in Noakhali pushed his views to an extreme. When partition was finalized in 1947, Godse witnessed the physical toll firsthand, watching trains filled with dead and displaced refugees arrive in Delhi. Gandhi responded to the slaughter by urging Hindus to face death without retaliation. To Godse, these pleas felt like a demand for Hindu suicide in the face of an armed enemy. By the end of 1947, Godse viewed the spiritual leader as a direct threat to the survival of his people. The final trigger was a dispute over 550 million rupees. The Indian government froze these funds, refusing to send money to a hostile Pakistan. Gandhi launched a hunger strike to force their release. Under pressure, the cabinet relented and sent the funds. Godse labeled Gandhi a protector of Pakistan and decided that only a permanent solution would save the nation. An initial bombing attempt at Gandhi's prayer meeting failed on January 20th, but it did not deter the plot. Godse and his accomplice, Narayan Apte, fled to Gwalior to secure a new weapon, an Italian-made semi-automatic pistol. They returned to Delhi on January 30th. While Gandhi sat in his room writing articles on peace, Godse was waiting in the garden of Birla House, hiding the pistol inside his jacket. As Gandhi walked toward the prayer platform at 5:17 p.m., Godse stepped into his path. He fired 3 times. Gandhi collapsed, whispering, "Hey Ram," as he died in the arms of his followers. Godse surrendered immediately. He viewed the violence as a required public act, performed for the sake of the nation. During his trial at the Red Fort, Godse refused a lawyer so he could speak directly to the court. He compared himself to the warrior Arjuna, claiming a duty to kill his own mentor, because that mentor had strayed from the path of righteousness. Godse was executed on November 15, 1949. He went to the gallows holding a map of an undivided India and a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. The bullets had the opposite effect of what Godse intended. Instead of destroying Gandhi's ideas, the assassinations sparked a period of national mourning that made Gandhi a global symbol of nonviolence for generations to come. Today, a vocal minority still revisits Godse's final arguments to categorize him as a patriot. The assassination ended one man's life, but it opened an ideological fracture in India that remains unresolved more than 70 years later.